The video game review. The video game review. Ha ha. The video game review. Yeah. The video game review. What? The video game review. Ha. The video game review. What? The video game review. The video game review. Come on, people, now. Video game review. Don't be hating. The video game review. That's what I had said. The video game review. Keep it real. The video game review.
Thank you so much, and welcome to a live edition of the Video Game Review, coming to you from downtown San Francisco, California. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry about the rerun last week. The Raider game got pushed to an 8:30 Pacific start, so I had my sports priorities there. But don't worry, I am back. And, you know, a lot of the times here on the Video Game Review, we don't have interviews. We have two today. By the way, my name is Rick Tittle. If this is your first time with us, this is the Sports Byline USA Broadcast Network. Video Game Review has been around more than a decade. We talk about video games, buying them, selling them, making them, frisbeeing them into the Grand Canyon. I am not a developer. I don't work for any company. I'm just a gamer like you. I know how to play the games. Lift up the top of a console. I see the motherboard. I have no idea about that circuitry. I am not a scientist. I just play the games like you. I'll tell you what I think is lame, what I think is good, and you'll do the same at the toll-free line, 1-800-878-PLAY. Once again, 1-800-878-7529 gets you on the air talking about video games. This is the only nationally syndicated show that does such a thing. We're also around the world on the American Forces Radio Network as well. Saluting the troops listening to us in over 500 outlets in 177 countries. You're doing a great job keeping us safe, so you stay safe. Come home soon. We're proud of you. And certainly keep up the good work. We're online as we stream through our website, sportsbyline.com. You can always go there, click Listen Live to hear the shows that way. If you'd like to send me an email correspondence, you can send those to Rick at sportsbyline.com. Also, cheat code requests. We'll get that in as well. We'll give away a free game. We will also give away a free game. Is that redundant? We'll have the cheat codes at the end of the show. We'll also have the release dates, what's coming out for your favorite consoles, systems, and handhelds as well. Now, what we're going to do is after the break, I'm going to do an interview with a guy behind the new Beyblade game for the 3DS. Very excited about that. And then later on in the show, in about a half hour, in studio, we're going to have a guy who has a whole new thing about open source video gaming and a pretty cool handheld device as well. We will get to both of those interviews, and we'll start off with the Beyblade one coming up next. Remember, your calls always at 800-878-PLAY, 1-800-878-7529. I'm Rick Tittle. This is the Video Game Review.
Tired of calls, levies, and liens from the IRS or hiring others who don't get the job done? Call Wall & Associates and you'll never talk to the IRS again. The IRS has a program to eliminate tax debt, and Wall & Associates professionals are trained to maximize its benefits for you. You always speak with a live person with real support and real knowledge. We've helped thousands of taxpayers like you settle their tax debt with the IRS for a fraction of what they owe. We solve tax problems. Call Wall & Associates now, 800-480-5708. We have the professionals who know how to solve tax problems. If you owe money to the IRS, your tax problems are not going away by themselves, and the passage of time will only make matters worse. Act now, before it's too late. Call Wall & Associates right now to speak to a professional tax relief agent. Call 800-480-5708. That's 800-480-5708. Again, 800-480-5708.
Studies show that as many as 90% of Americans are deficient in vitamin D. Traditional vitamin D pills can lose up to 90% of their potency as they pass through our system. Introducing BioD Supreme, the absorbable vitamin D. This unique vitamin D spray quickly and easily provides therapeutic levels of premium vitamin D doctors recommend we need every day. Stop wasting your money on pills and get with the spray. Try BioD Supreme today.
Call 1-800-709-7805. That's 800-709-7805. Again, 800-709-7805.
In 2000, the U.S. national debt was $5.6 trillion, and gold was $272 an ounce. By 2010, the U.S. debt was $13.5 trillion. Gold had risen to $1,421. Today, our government is projecting over $20 trillion of debt in the year 2016. Isn't it time You own gold? You can't control federal spending, but you can control where you put your investment dollars. Goldline has safely delivered billions of dollars in gold to its clients for over 50 years. Diversifying with gold is a smart strategy. Call Goldline today to receive your free investor kit. 800-319-9027. Ask them about payment options and read their important risk information to see if buying gold is right for you. Use your credit card for safety and convenience. Don't wait. Call Goldline today. 800-319-9027. 800-319-9027.
Hey, Todd.
Whoa, Doug, how did you get a PlayStation 4? It's not even out yet.
How did I get a PlayStation 4 before it's even out yet? Well, I'll tell you. I entered for a chance to win a PlayStation 4 before its official release after I purchased a $5 box at a participating Taco Bell location.
What?
Taco Bell is giving away one PlayStation 4 every 15 minutes. Prices may vary. Tax extra. No purchase necessary. Avoid or prohibited. Promotion ends 11/10/13. Official rules and free entry info at participating stores or www.tacobell.com/winps4. Play the future first.
Man, Doug, you really changed since law school.
The Video Game Review.
Welcome back to the Video Game Review. Rick Tittle with you on Sports Byline each and every week at this time. Of course, coast to coast, border to border, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network, as the troops certainly love their video games. Quite happy now to welcome back an old friend, David Bruno, talk about the new game Beyblade Evolution for the Nintendo 3DS. And I guess, David, when you talk about a series like Beyblade, this is something that goes back a while, and it has a huge fan base, and they demand a good game every time, don't they?
Yeah, that's correct. Rising Star Games has definitely taken into consideration that there have been Beyblade games before, and this is the first time that Beyblade is actually going to be on the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS. Also, will be one of the first games that actually is fully compatible with the Nintendo 2DS as well. But this time they've actually taken into consideration all the different features that the 3DS basically can use, and that's AR card, street passing, gyroscope, 3D. So they've really gone ahead and thrown pretty much the kitchen sink in this one and given back to the Beyblade players with over 540 different parts to mix and match. And I mean, it's really a great kind of an honor or an homage to the Beyblade players, and it's a franchise that's been around for over a decade now.
David, you just mentioned gyroscope and AR card. For people unfamiliar, how do those two things fit in with the game?
Sure. Well, Beyblade fans of Beyblade will know that they do battle in Beyblade arenas, and so with the AR cards, we're actually giving players packed in, and you can print out the AR cards also from BeybladeTheGame.com. And the AR cards are augmented reality, or the AR stands for augmented reality. And so each of these 6 different arenas in the game you'll be able to unlock using the AR card in 3D. So not only are you able to play them on the screen on 3D, but using the 3DS cameras, you can slap down the AR card on any flat surface and a well-lighted environment, and pretty much bring those arenas in-game to life. And you can battle with Wi-Fi against against another opponent using one card or multiple cards. That way you guys can both use your custom Beyblade battle tops, or you can actually play against the CPU unit player Wi-Fi or without Wi-Fi, just using the AR card.
And the key word there is battle tops, for people who didn't know what we were talking about. And when you say your own custom, you can customize your very own Beyblade. How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, there's Beyblade shops. You can collect them different pieces through street passing. So some of the earlier games like Dead or Alive or Street Fighter 4 on 3DS, they kind of did these simulated fights whenever you street pass someone. So Beyblade has a similar aspect in the respect that you can actually, when you street pass another Beyblade player, you do this like simulated battles with your Beyblades. The Beyblade you select, basically customize yourself using any of the 540 different parts. And you do these little simulated battles, and you can collect different pieces. So with 540 different pieces, it's going to save a lot of the Beyblade fans a lot of money rather than actually having to purchase these parts themselves to actually test out in a virtual environment different Beyblades and different Beyblade performance pieces.
Speaking with David Bruno about Beyblade Evolution for the Nintendo 3DS, and when you've got, obviously, the toys at toy shops, you've got the TV series as well. So how does that lend itself for a storyline? It's like, well, we need to incorporate both these things because it might seem easy, but it might be a little bit challenging, too.
No, that's a fantastic question. I mean, since it's been around, it's a well-established series and cartoon series franchise toy line. Beyblade Evolution on the 3DS is actually going to link the cartoon series that ended earlier this year with the one that just currently started, I believe, right after Labor Day. So you'll see some familiar faces in the game and some new faces, but it acts as a great link for both cartoon series. And it introduces us to the Shogun Steel series, which actually just started. And at the end of the game, you'll actually unlock a sneak peek of that new series.
Well, when you talk about these Beyblades, and I know that it comes with the Wing Pegasus 90WF, and then unlocking the next generation Samurai Ifrit W145CF. I mean, it sounds like I'm talking about like German motor cars or something. Yeah. It can be it's very serious, very technical stuff, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, when I first started looking at some of this Beyblade stuff, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, all these different parts. I'm like, does it really make a difference? It all sounds a little gimmicky. But then, upon further inspection and watching some of these videos, these people who know how to launch their Beyblades properly and who know how to outfit them properly and customize them properly, I'm just like, you're blown back at all these kids who have and fans who have these like tackle boxes full of different parts and how effective they actually can be. So all these different components, when you hear like Wing Pegasus 90WF, which is packed in with the collector's edition, you're shocked at how much of a difference each little component and piece to these Beyblades can make in a battle.
Well, like, the other day I'm in, let's just call it rhymes with Blarget. Okay, I'm in there, and I see a Beyblade Octagon Showdown as like a battle set.
Battle set, right.
Yeah, and it comes with, obviously, when you see the things, you pull them and go, but it also comes with a couple of characters as well, plastic figures. How do they sort of incorporate into this?
Yeah, well, each Beyblade, and when they first started out, I mean, they're similar to some of the other lines in respect that you have the master or the user or whatever, and like Pokemon has the trainer, and then you throw out a Pokeball, which has like a monster inside. Beyblade, each Beyblade battle top has a spirit energy or spirit character locked inside. So what we're seeing now is some of these more physical representations in the new line of toys that have their spirit, the Beyblade battle top spirit, represented on top of the Beyblade battle top.
Now, whenever you get a game like this and it's a competition, people want to know who's the best. They want to know who did this in record time and other such things. So the online presence, how does that incorporate that kind of stuff?
Oh, gosh. It's a whole massive world of competitive Beyblade. I mean, I think they just had a championship in Vancouver. I think they just had one in India, too. But, yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity for people to, like I was saying before, to actually just try out a lot of these parts also before they actually go out and purchase physical. You could drop a fortune on a lot of these Beyblade parts. So for people who don't have necessarily the space or the time, per se, to play or someone to battle, it's great to actually do so in a virtual environment and test out some of these parts, so you don't actually have to go throw down a lot of cash to buy different pieces to compile the Beyblade that you want. You can actually test it out before you buy it, basically.
And when you're thinking about Rising Star Games publishing this game, when you're thinking about the best possible platform, handheld, where do we want to go? The 3DS, that was the one that was going to best represent what they wanted to get across with this game.
I think so. I mean, because it's the most portable, and I mean, it best represents the way that a Beyblade is used and a Beyblade battle top is launched. So, I mean, when you're using the gyroscope, you're not only aiming and targeting and preparing to launch your Beyblade. You actually pull the 3DS back toward you, or the 2DS. You can actually pull it back toward you when you're ready to launch into the Beyblade arena, and it acts as if you were just letting the Beyblade rip. Because it does come with the physical Beyblade toys do come with a launcher and kind of like a ripcord. So you are launching the Beyblade battle top into the arena. So you're simulating the same thing on the 3DS or the 2DS handheld.
Well, I remember in the 70s we had a game called Battling Tops, and you actually had to put the
late 80s we had the Spinjas.
Yeah, we had the Battling Tops in the 70s, and you had to put the string around them. But when you let go, those things really went in, and so I guess this is sort of Yeah, I always ask developers, whoever it is, PR people, people who program the games. This is your baby. What would you say is your favorite part? Maybe off the top of your head, one or the two of the things that you think is the coolest part of the game.
I think the coolest part about the game probably has to be the AR cards in conjunction with. It's kind of tied between 540 different pieces and the AR cards, because it's great to see all these parts you're unlocking and buying, and how they all affect the different Beyblades and how many Beyblades there actually are. Every time you equip a new part, it's just like it becomes evil Pegasus, or different, like defense goes up a bunch or whatever it is. But the arenas also have different characteristics, which are a lot of fun. One's kind of like a reverse pinball board, I guess. They have flippers on three areas of the Beyblade Battle Arena, and once those flippers are hit, then they pop out. So you basically have an open knocked out of the arena. Another one has kind of like trap doors, where if you get pushed to one corner of the arena, the trap door could be open or closed. So I think the arenas definitely take the cake. They're a lot of fun to throw different opponents in.
That's David Bruno, and the game is Beyblade Evolution, published by Rising Star Games, developed by Intergrow. You can get it $29.95 for the Solus Edition, and the Collector's Edition, which comes with the Wing Pegasus toy. That is $39.95, I should say, on the Nintendo 3DS. Hey, David, great to catch up with you again. Thanks for your time. Congratulations on the game, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rick.
I'm Rick Tittle. Remember, there's a lot of video game review left. Your calls toll-free at 1-800-878-PLAY, 1-800-878-7529. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Video Game Review.
The IRS is one of the most powerful entities in America. They can contact your employer, embarrass you, and take a large part of your paycheck. Your personal bank accounts can be levied, and your life turned upside down. If you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, Ameristar Tax Centers has a special free consultation just for you. With proven experience, our enrolled agents, previous IRS agents, know how to get you maximum results. Ameristar Tax Professionals are licensed to represent you before the IRS. We'll contact the IRS immediately for you, stop the collection activity, and get you instant help to relieve you from this burden. Our customer service record is unmatched, and you'll appreciate our low fees. We guarantee not to charge you a penny unless we can help, and you'll discover your tax relief options on the first free call. Call 800-365-9864. 800-365-9864. Don't wait. Call 800-365-9864. 800-365-9864. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. A 14 by 21 foot shop for under $6,000, or a 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298.
Do you know which investment has tripled in price since the debt crisis and risen an average 20% a year for 11 years? It's not stocks, not bonds, it's silver. And right now, we at Lear Capital believe silver is poised to hit new record highs. And we're making it easier to own than ever. For a limited time, new customers with $5,000 or more to invest in gold or silver can get up to 10 certified Morgan silver dollars absolutely free. That's right, up to 10 100-year-old Morgan silver dollars when you invest $5,000 or more. A $600 value free. This offer is available for IRA accounts as well.
Call right now, 800-631-9229, 800-631-9229, 800-631-9229. Call Lear Capital now, 800-631-9229.
The Video Game Review.
All right, thank you so much, and welcome back to VGR. That's the Video Game Review. Rick Tittle, that's me. You're you. Nice to have you with us. A little different format today on the network. We're still hitting our brakes right on the signposts, but being that we're going to have an interview with a guy who's got a brand new huge venture coming out, we're going to use him in the next segment, give him a nice long segment. That's our 14-minute segment. So this segment, we're going to move up the game giveaway, and we're also going to give the release dates and things like that, plus your calls as well. So let's get to the game that I have here in my hand. It's Diablo 3, and I have it for the PS3. This is also for the 360, and I go back to the days of the CD-ROMs and just how fantastic that Diablo game was when Blizzard put that out in the 90s. It was a great deal, and, of course, Blizzard is going to develop and publish it itself. It is a M rating, and I'll give it away to anyone who can tell me what was the name of the game before Diablo 3. All right? I think you can probably figure that out. 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-7529. We've already got somebody. Okay, let's go to Fred. Fred is calling in from Salem, Oregon. Fred, what was the name before Diablo 3?
Diablo 2.
What did he say? Did he say Diablo 2? Yeah, you got to stop smoking, Fred. But listen, thank you very much for the call. You are correct. Stay on the line. We'll get your details. Diablo 3, which, by the way, Game Informer gave it a gold rating, gave it a 9.25, rated M for mature, 1 to 4 player, of course, great RPG, and top down. And this, if you like kind of like the old style Warcraft with a lot of wizards and spells and a little bit of evil thrown in there with a great soundtrack, great physics in this game, miniature character models, everything is very cool. A lot of replayability. Once again, Diablo 3 for the PS3, also available 360, is on its way to you. Let's go to John, who's in San Francisco. How you doing, John?
Pretty good, Rick. That Diablo 3, that looked like a top-down game. Yep. And because I saw a commercial for it, I didn't even know they still made top-down games. That seemed like kind of antiquated technology, but people still play those, I guess? Yeah, I like top-down games as long as they're not like blimp level. This, of course, is kind of, I call it the Zaxxon three-quarter top-down game. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not very into those games. But anyways, I was talking about the Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, you were telling me that the Grand Theft Auto Online is full of bugs and glitches. How is it now? Well, they put a patch out last week, and it seems to be working a lot smoother, and I think also a lot more people have been playing it. Well, you told me you go into a lobby, and there's nobody there, so more people are getting in the program now? Yeah, it's getting, as it goes along, it's getting a little bit better, because I think a lot of people like me have just kind of given up on it, and so they weren't even playing it for a while. But so a lot of these lobbies, like I like racing on them, so a lot of them are underpopulated, or you do a couple races and then everyone leaves on it. But now people are starting to stick around, and it's a little different system that they use, so it is taking some time to get used to how everything works and finding different ways to make money and so forth. So it's getting better, and I think also as you play along, certain things are unlocking. And so it's getting a little bit more, they're kind of sucking me in to playing more, because I was almost going to give up on it for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then they're also giving away players who, I guess, play for this month anyways, $500,000, not real money, just the play money in your game.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is significant because they're doing the, what do you call them, the microtransactions, where you can actually, with real money, buy the fake money in the game. And that's been a little controversial, but I guess if you were to, do the translation, they're kind of giving you, $5.
Yeah, well, time is money. That's how, their gold farming is huge in China. And like I say, time is money. You can go on Craigslist right now and find guys that are going to try to sell you a 50th level paladin with whatever class armor, for a couple $1,000, in real hard U.S. cash because, it's like, do you want to put in 2 years of making that character or do you want him right now? And I say time is money. It's funny, you use real money to buy fake money, but it's not really fake money if you're using real money for it.
No, so I still haven't bought you have to get an apartment, and then you get a garage, and then you can start filling up all the cars, which is what I want to do. But I haven't been able to figure out how to get a preview of the apartments because you're going to spend like $200,000 on an apartment, and you don't even get to see it first.
That kind of sounds like Skyrim. You bought it, and then you went in, and there's spiderwebs everywhere.
Oh, and then you can decorate. But but maybe I'm just after the garage, so maybe it doesn't even matter what the apartment looks like.
Yeah.
Rather than prestige things.
All right. Well, anything else?
I'm kind of blanking off the top of my head right now, but there's plenty. I'm sure that I'll discover. The death matches aren't that. They're good, but I think the Max Payne 3 had a much better death match scenario, and overall, I still like the Red Dead Redemption Online scheme of everything.
All right, fair enough. I want you to give us a report next week a little bit more about that online GTA 5 if you can. John, thanks for the call, man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I appreciate it. I want to make sure we get our buddy Chris, who's in Utah. And how you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good, Rick. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. What's up, buddy? I got about 2 minutes, and I got to get to the new releases. What's on your mind?
Have you been able to get a hold of the Battlefield 4 open beta and play that yet?
Yes, I have. I've played the open beta. And
how did you like that?
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, and I hope it's only the beta, it freezes on me.
Really? Because I never had a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I am impressed by it. I think that it's just a taste. You can just tell that they're kind of holding back just a little bit. But I just, I love the way it opens and that open world and what is it, Shanghai or Guangzhou, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I was standing by a flag. I was trying to do it in the conquest mode, and a guy actually jumped on top of me and killed me that way. So that's something that I got to watch out for as well.
I'm really impressed with the graphics and the gameplay so far. Have you been able to counter someone knifing you yet?
I have not. Well, how did that work?
Yeah. Basically, when they go to knife you, if you go to knife them, it just counters it. It'll tell you to click your right thumbstick, and you'll block them, and you'll pull another knife out and knife them and take their dog tags.
Wow, that's pretty cool. The one thing I didn't like about Battlefield 3 is it would go into a mini cinematic of you knifing the guy, like rolling him over, and I thought it just took too long.
Yeah, this one, it's all just right after the other, because if you're quick on the timing of it, when they go to knife you, you can block their knife swing and pull yours out and, knife them and keep going.
Well, what I also heard is that if you buy it for the PS3, then you can get the PS4 version discounted price, which sounds pretty good.
I heard that, and I heard they're doing it with the Xbox One too. If you buy it on the 360 or the PS3, then you can go to GameStop, Best Buy, or whatever. If you get the new system and pay $10, and you'll still have it. And then they have it set up to where if you upgrade from the PS3 to the 360, everything carries over. Like if you have your premium membership,
perfect.
That'll carry along. That'll all carry over with you.
Perfect. Hey, I wish I had more time. I got to run to some release dates here, but John, I should say, Chris, thank you so much for the call, buddy.
All right, thanks, Rick.
I appreciate it. I hate to cut him off, but I got about 90 seconds to let you know what's coming out this week for the PC. Farming Simulator 2013 official expansion. Make sure you get those potatoes going. Rambo, the video game. Nothing is over. Not for that franchise. PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. Dark Matter for the PC and Mac. Also, J-League Pro Soccer if you want to play as Grampus 8. Moshi Monsters, Katsuma Unleashed for the 3DS and DS. Cabela's African Adventures for the 360, PS3, Wii, and PC. Wipeout, Create and Crash for the Wii, Wii U. And Pinkalicious Silverlicious 2-pack, that is on the DS. All right, that's what's coming out this week. Kind of a quiet week, as you can see. Coming up next, a man who will be in studio talking about a brand new thing. If you want to make a video game, you want to listen to what's coming up next. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on the Video Game Review.
Do you want to get in on the next big thing in gaming? The PWNAGE Project, the global network of open source developers, is proud to offer you that chance with its new PWNAGE Li gaming tablet, a true 3-in-1 console and handheld gaming device, tablet PC, and Android development tool. Every PWNAGE Li ships rooted and unlocked. If you've heard about crowdfunding and the excitement around creative, groundbreaking companies, you now have the perfect opportunity to support this project and get the latest tech in your hands before it hits store shelves. Already one of the hottest categories in crowdfunding, the PWNAGE Li is the next generation in video gaming, with its wireless HDMI and built-in gamer controls, bringing the best elements of a console system and a handheld experience together in one platform. But this is not just a simple gaming device. This is also a fully functioning tablet PC. Sleek and lightweight, you can take your game anywhere. To help launch this innovative new product and learn about all the incredible perks being offered, including how you can receive your own PWNAGE Li before the general public, visit PWNAGEproject.org. That's PWNAGE project.org.
This family is at home, but they won't be answering the door. They know that the pounding on the door is a process server from the court waiting to hand them foreclosure documents. So instead of enjoying the home they worked so hard to afford, they sit hiding in the dark.
Mom, what was that?
But it doesn't have to be this way. This family can save their home, but they must act fast. Call Allied State Foreclosure Solutions at 800-274-7312. If you're being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, missed a payment on your mortgage, been a victim of a predatory loan, or are upside down on your home, it's critical that you call Allied State Foreclosure Solutions now. 800-274-7312. Allied State Foreclosure Solutions has an attorney in your area that will meet and speak with you. You can stop the foreclosure process, lower your monthly mortgage payments, save your home and your credit, but you must act now. Call 800-274-7312. 800-274-7312. Not available in all states. Paid non-attorney spokesperson.
Life is a wild ride, but even that couldn't prepare you for this. You're on your 9th wild ride, the Carnival Twist and Whirl. Your granddaughter's wishes trumping your amusement park fears. And it's here, healthy enough to feel the joy over the terror that the question hits you. How did I get here? Was it just hard work or smart choices? Like choosing Rite Aid and exclusive benefits for seniors with Rite Aid's new Wellness 65 Plus program. You get free pharmacist consultations that include medication reviews, blood pressure screenings, and immunization checklists. Wellness 65 Plus also gives you points for every prescription, even Medicare, that earn you up to 20% off your Rite Aid purchases fast. All meant to keep you here. Now that you've actually gotten here. Here, being the best and bravest grandma in the whole wide world. Stop by and enroll free in Wellness 65 Plus at Rite Aid today. With us, it's personal. Certain limitations apply. See your Rite Aid store or RiteAid.com for details.
The Video Game Review.
All right, thank you very much, and welcome back to the Video Game Review. Of course, heard coast to coast, border to border, around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. 177 countries. We know the troops out there certainly love their video games. And joining us in studio here in San Francisco, very happy to welcome Matt Leandro. He's the founder and CEO of the PWNAGE Project. It's a global network of open source developers. And so, Matt, let's just start with a couple of things. The name of the project, I think most of us know what PWN means, but why you named it that, and what exactly is an open source developer?
Sure. Well, as everybody knows, pwnage is the ultimate state of owning somebody in a video game, just beating them so badly that they just need to hand their controller to somebody else. As far as open source developer, it's a whole different concept as far as developing software and the thought behind the way that it's published. So basically, you have the normal proprietary way of doing it, where everything's closed and you can't change the software to the way that you need it. And then you have the open source way where anybody's able to use it, expand on it, make it better, and as a community, it develops so much more rapidly.
All right, now, Matt, one of the cool things about this project is it's not just for open source developers, but people can actually get their hands on some hardware as well. And you have a handheld device. I know it's going to operate on the Android OS. It's called the PWNAGE Li. It's capital L, small I. It looks to me sort of like a PSP type of thing, and it looks very cool. How is this device going to be part of the PWNAGE project?
Well, this is our first device, and actually it's truly a gaming tablet PC. Mm-hmm. If you take a look at it, it's really sleek, unlike maybe some of the other devices that are being released right now. It runs on Android 4.2.2. It's a completely brand new build of Android as well, done by the folks over at freaktab.com in conjunction with the PWNAGE project.
It's interesting, Matt, because when I look at something like this and you think, well, it's going to probably you get your basic, now you don't have the UMDs anymore, but you'll DLC some games onto it. But it's a different thing when you talk about an unlocked bootloader, because I guess what it is when you think about, because I go to the Game Developers Conference here every year, and you see a lot of independent guys, and they're trying to get their games in there, and you can get under these huge umbrellas like Activision or EA, but it's really an uphill battle. And I guess what this LI can do is it makes it easier for an independent gamer and maybe somewhere down the road a genius or two to get that game in there when they probably couldn't.
That's exactly right. Anybody can be creative. Anybody can make a game. But as far as getting it published, it's almost impossible now with the way that most of the game platforms are there. If you can make an Android device, an Android game, you can put your game on our system.
So how does it also work as a console as well as that Wi-Fi, or can you hardwire it into a high-def TV?
No, it's actually wireless HDMI that displays in true 1080p. It has a 30-foot range on it, and we also have an accessory where if you don't have a wireless TV, you can make your TV a wireless TV.
All right. Now, of course, anything like this, of course, comes in cooperation. You mentioned the people over at freaktab.com and rock chip-powered devices as well. What is it like as an entrepreneur like yourself, who's grassroots, who thinks of a great idea like this, and then to get everybody on board? And I guess that's part of why you're here right now, is to let people know about this. What is it like when you try to corral all these creative minds and the hardware people, the idea people, and maybe the developers as well?
To be honest with you, this has probably been the easiest project that I have ever done. I've been using open source software for quite a while. I've been also a gamer for the majority of my life as well. And when I started designing this, I wanted to make it where it's something that I would want to use, fix a lot of the problems that you see in the current system. And when I presented this to the Freak Tab guys, the other guys that are on our team as well, they thought it was awesome because it was the exact same thing that they wanted to have as well.
And when you think about raising funds for it, there's a campaign where people can go online, and it's a different kind of campaign how you raise. Could you explain how it goes? Because I know this is one of the newer things that you can do on the web now.
Right. What we're having right now is a crowdfunding campaign through Indiegogo. Mm-hmm. Basically, the way it works is you present your idea to the world, and you explain how it's going to work, and you have rewards for financially backing us. Essentially, it's like they pre-sell the devices for us.
It's pre-sold, and let me just ask you this, Matt, because let's say somebody really likes the look of the PWNAGE Li, and then they might think, because maybe they don't understand your model, it's like, well, I want to play the huge titles. I want to play Call of Duty. I want to play Madden. I don't want to just play indie games or shareware type of games. They can play big titles on this as well?
At this moment, not yet, but that's what we're working with our developers on, is to that way we can have this technology. If you look at the way that Android gaming itself is, it's really in its infancy right now, and having a platform like this and the way that our developer kit's set up, the way that our Ponage Plaza developer websites for them is set up, it's really going to help push it to the forefront.
Rick Tittle on the Video Game Review with Matt Leandro, the founder and CEO of the Ponage Project. You also said about the Ponage Li, it's a tablet PC. So when you're looking at it, you're saying this is kind of like an iPad as well. A Galaxy is going to operate the same way. Anything
that you can do with a normal tablet PC, you can do with the Ponage Li. It's got a 7-inch screen, 5-point touch, and not only that, but you can also display it wirelessly to your TV and use it that way as well.
Rick Tittle with Matt Leandro, founder and CEO of the Ponage Project. Let's get back to what is the term unlocked bootloader, because and I would think that maybe this might be a dumb question to you, but can people access your you still have ways of locking out your. This isn't something that somebody can be within Wi-Fi range and steal stuff off your Li, right?
No, absolutely not. They're completely secured. The unlocked bootloader, what it allows you to do is go in and actually change the ROM, modify the ROM, and the software as well. We're pretty unique in that every single device ships rooted. Every single device ships with its bootloader unlocked. There's a giant dev kit that comes on it as well. So anybody that wants to develop can develop with our device.
And you're just sending kits out to developers as we speak, and they're developing for the Li.
That actually will ship out between November 15th and November 20th.
Okay, so that's going to be a holiday release. And, of course, we know that more than 50% of the video game industry does its business during the holiday period as well. Let's talk to some of the techies out there, because I have a lot of guys on the show that really want to get down to the nitty-gritty. You talked about 1080p, and you can't get much more high-def than that. But what about some of the games, they're going to run at 60 frames per second, and the pixel rate? This is all state-of-the-art stuff?
Yes, if you take a look at our benchmark scores on our website, that's ponageproject.org, you can see how we've scored with all of these different benchmarks, and I think everybody's going to be pretty blown away. We're actually going to be one of the top devices in the world, number one in our class. It's really exciting stuff.
What has been the response from Europe? Because I've spent a lot of time in Europe over the years, and as we speak, he's handing me one right now. This is very nice. It's funny. It kind of almost feels like a Wii U device, except a little bit easier to hold, quite honestly. 2 analog sticks that are flush with the unit as well. So this is all DLC. Are there any slots in it, or is it all flash memory?
There's flash memory. There's also room for a 64 gig SD card as well. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, but you also have cloud storage through the Ponage Plaza itself.
Okay, this is very cool to hold. Of course, we're on radio. People can't see it right now. We'll try to get that up in one way or the other. But getting back to the question about the European market and obviously the Asian market, specifically Japan, how has that gone so far?
To be honest with you, we really haven't focused on Asia at all. We're just starting out, and our focus has been on North America and Europe primarily, but we've also picked up a large following in South America, particularly Brazil, and in North Africa as well. So basically that's the area that we're initially targeting, and then halfway through next year we'll also be releasing worldwide one of our future projects as well.
Now, a couple people might be wondering, what is your the genesis for you? What is your business plan? Is it to sell the units? That's how you're going to make your money? Is it royalty fees? I mean, what is it about you that's going to keep the Ponage Project going?
Well, one of the things about us is that we are never going to sell you last year's chip. We have devices that will be coming out. There's 4 devices coming out next year alone, in addition to the Li. Not only that, but we also have our Ponage Plaza, where most of the money will be made with advertising, just like most websites do.
And is this Wi-Fi? Oh, you can get it on like a 3G, 4G Android plus Wi-Fi as well. Are there separate units, or do the Ponage Li, is that accessible one way or the other? Because I know that some systems will just be Wi-Fi, some handhelds, and will be Wi-Fi and also through
the Ponage Li has Wi-Fi, also Bluetooth for all of the accessories that come along with it as well. And then there's also, you can plug in your own third-party 3G dongle as well and access it on the go.
All right, and just a couple more questions from Matt Leandro. What's the price going to be on the PWNAGE LI?
Well, right now we're offering a really awesome deal on our Indiegogo campaign where they're $150 off MSRP, and that's only for the first 500 folks. So you want to make sure you hurry on that.
And what is what is the suggested retail price?
Suggested retail price, I'm sorry, is $350. But right now you can get them for $200 on our Indiegogo campaign. We're also running a special promotion just for our active military. If the active military goes and takes a look at it and decides they want to purchase one, they can get one for $200 as well, even after the 500. Those 500 are gone.
All right, that's very cool, being that we are on the American Forces Network right now. And finally, Matt, what is maybe your favorite part of this whole project? I mean, obviously it's your baby, you're getting it off the ground, but what was your favorite thing? Is it the developers? Is it the device? Is it just the new frontier you're blazing here? What's your favorite part?
It's kind of hard to narrow down just one. There's a whole bunch of different things, but I think the main thing is just taking an idea and making it a reality. These are all thoughts and ideas that I've had since I was a little kid, and of course, growing up, they've evolved, and now it's just like I said, it's like the ultimate dream: building what you want, the way you want, how you want, and other people thinking that it's a great idea too.
Well, I have no doubt there are people listening right now across the country that have an idea for a game and they didn't know what to do with it, and maybe now they have a place to go with this. So where do they go online to find out more information about getting in touch with you, or people who want to buy this? How do they go online to find out more?
Well, to find out more about us, you need to go to our website. It's pwnageproject.org, and that's PWNAGE project.org.
All right, there it is. Matt Leandro, thanks for coming in. He's the founder and CEO of the PWNAGE Project. I'm holding the PWNAGE LI in my hands. I don't want to give it back. It's very cool, but I have to right now, unfortunately. So we will take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll get to the spot where I'll tell you the release dates. I'll give away a brand new game as well, and your calls, 1-800-878-PLAY. That's all over the country. Toll free, 1-800-878-PLAY. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on the Video Game Review.
Are you an inventor? Or do you know an inventor who would like to attempt to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to industry? InventHelp, America's leading invention company, has inventors' information you can have free. InventHelp has been helping inventors since 1984, with sales offices located in more than 60 cities nationwide. Get free information of interest to new inventors from the company whose patent referrals have helped secure more than 7,000 patents. Even if you only have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll want this free inventor's information. It shows how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to industry. So call now.
Call InventHelp at 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. Get your free information by dialing 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. 1-800-316-1738.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Life is a wild ride, but even that couldn't prepare you for this. You're on your 9th wild ride, the Carnival Twistin' Whirl. Your granddaughter's wishes trumping your amusement park fears. And it's here, healthy enough to feel the joy over the terror that the question hits you. How did I get here? Was it just hard work or smart choices? Like choosing Rite Aid and exclusive benefits for seniors with Rite Aid's new Wellness 65 Plus program. You get free pharmacist consultations that include medication reviews, blood pressure screenings, and immunization checklists. Wellness 65 Plus also gives you points for every prescription, even Medicare, that earn you up to 20% off your Rite Aid purchases fast. All meant to keep you here. Now that you've actually gotten here. Here, being the best and bravest grandma in the whole wide world. Stop by and enroll free in Wellness 65 Plus at Rite Aid today. With us, it's personal. Certain limitations apply. See your Rite Aid store or riteaid.com for details.
The Video Game Review.
All right, thank you very much for that. Rick Siddle with you. Video Game Review, closing out a very full show. David Bruno with Beyblade, Matt Leandro with the PWNAGE Project. Matt says that he can put one of these PWNAGE LIs in my hands, and I'll tell him that I'm okay with that if he wants to give me one of those. We'll see. All right, time for cheat codes here at the end of the show, and as always, I like to give out a code for an old game. This one comes in an email to rick@sportsbyline.com. From Nellie with the Band-Aid. Nellie writes in from, just says, SoCal, Rick, I love this one. NBA Live 06 for the GameCube. How do I get to the video message from Allen Iverson? I didn't know there was such a thing. But NBA Live 06 on the GameCube, if you want to get to what I found out is the question and message from Allen Iverson, of course, the answer. Go to the Select Codes menu and put in Hoyas 3AI6L. Of course, Allen Iverson played at Georgetown. So there you are. Hoyas, Hoyas 3AI6L. Of course, number 3, AI being AI being Allen Iverson. Got that? All right. Send your request to rick@sportsbyline.com. Remember more about the PWNAGE Project. You can go online to PWNAGEproject.com. That's PWNAGE. And, of course, Beyblade for the 3DS. A very full show. We will be back next week with another edition of the Video Game Review. Same bat time, same bat station as well. Of course, always here on the network, Sports Byline. Speaking of that, coming up next, we're going to get back to what we usually do, and that's sports talk. And we'll do that with your calls as well. I'm Rick Tittle. Have a great week.